Well, let's jump in. We're in the 10th straight quarter of a bear market as it relates to biotech and health sciences. Like, what do we make of this? I'm kind of surprised. I've heard you say you're surprised. What to make of this 10 straight quarters now?
Yeah, so it's from the peak in the first quarter of 2021. It's been a 65% peak to trough drawdown, and we're in the 10th quarter of it now. We've made a base and we're starting to consolidate, but look, there was a lot of exuberance coming out of COVID. With fiscal and monetary tailwinds, a lot of new companies formed. COVID vaccine and therapeutic solutions. There was a lot of exuberance in the sector, and a lot of the air's come out of the bubble. And now we're seeing a lot of companies going out of business, Chapter 11, et cetera, which is a good sign, right? Because I think that it's showing us that we're nearing the end of this pullback cycle. Certainly it's, we're closer to the end of the beginning of the pullback, and, we're seeing, green shoots. There are companies performing, and there are good things happening. So, we're pretty optimistic. I think anybody with a medium to long-term, outlook, Jonathan, should take a look here. I mean, chasing ever higher momentum AI stocks is probably not the best thing to do. And I think this is a great alternative.
Yeah, I've heard you say the medium to long term, and we're getting into earnings season now, and this is a unique earnings season because I think because of what you said, the destruction that's going on, operational efficiencies are carrying the load, so to speak. We've seen Johnson and Johnson, Novartis have good posts and doing pretty well. Talk a little bit about the operational side of things related to earnings and how you're thinking and reacting to that.
Yeah, so the business and therapeutic sales is going very well. As you mentioned, a couple early earnings reports that we've seen, have been pretty robust. We believe that's going to continue. There's inelastic demand for these products, and medicines that meet critical unmet needs, life-saving medicines, life-changing medicines. They're in high demand, and there's no really greater demand for any good than these products. So we think that regardless of wherever the terminal Federal fund rates peaks out at, there's going to be demand here. There's going to be operational execution that's going to look good.
So, are there any other highlights that you can think of with clinical and regulatory events that have been moving stocks that you wanted to talk about? I don't want you to go into detail, but just anything that's on your radar that was interesting that you saw for the last week or quarter.
Yeah, I mean, so Argenx was a good one. Another one was BridgeBio.
Yes.
They had some surprisingly good data. In an outcomes trial that folks were wringing their hands over a little bit. So, that read out, favorably, and the stock really took a good run on that. So again, another example of, deliver the data and the companies are being rewarded. There's a number of events that we're looking out for, but that haven't happened yet between now and the end of the year. There's probably, half a dozen or more, pretty high profile events, similar to the two I just mentioned, that have the potential to move stocks 50, 60, 70, 80+% to the upside. So we're going to be involved in a few of those. We've been doing diligence, speaking with our medical experts and scientific experts, reviewing the literature, et cetera. And we'll be in front of a handful of these. And I think that if you look at the sector overall, I think the setup is pretty good. We're seeing, as we mentioned at the top, pretty constructive earnings environment, and we expect good quarterly results on the operations side. And then on the clinical data flow side, there's a lot of news flow coming this year, and I think a lot of companies are set up to maybe even double. So not every single one of these is going to work out. You have to obviously manage a portfolio of these companies that have more binary nature to their outcomes. But we're going to see more wins this year, and we're pretty excited about getting this more data.
Yeah, well, I think it's important for people to get access to your weekly commentary. On the AlphaCentric website, we have the quarterly commentary. But, if anybody watching wants to get the weekly commentary, just let me know. You can put it in the notes or shoot us an email. Because I think even this last week, earnings season is just starting, and we're seeing tons of activity both on the clinical side and on the financial side. So very interesting times ahead of us. So thanks, Mark. This is a good one. As always, shorter and sweeter, but there's a lot of good stuff going on. We'll talk to you again next month, but let's keep the M&A activity flying and look for some more opportunities here.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. And pretty soon we're going to be out of this pullback, so I won't be able to count quarters anymore. We're in the 10th quarter. I don't know, is this the last one? Maybe we get to 11 or 12. We'll see, but we're getting there.
Getting there. All right, have a great beach day, Mark. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, and thanks everyone for watching us.
Thanks,
All
everybody.
right, we'll see you.